For this video, we're going to learn how to simplify or reduce fractions. And so ultimately what you want to do when you simplify or reduce fractions is you want to find a number that divides into both values, meaning you want to find a number that divides into the 3 and into the 21 both. And so when you're doing that, sometimes it's very easy to see and sometimes they're real hard to see. And so you're just trying to find a number that divides into both. Well, a 1 divides into both of these, but a 1 doesn't count. And so does a 2 divide into both of these? No, 2 doesn't divide into 21. So it's really good to know your multiplication tables. And does a 3 divide into both of these numbers? And yeah, we found it because 3 divides into itself 3 times. And 3 divides into 21 7 times. And so ultimately what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide the top number by 3. And I'm also going to divide the denominator by 3. And so if you need to pull that off to the side, you can. 3 divides into 3, and you get a 1 for the numerator, and 3 divides into 21. 3 divides into 21 7 times. 7 times 3 is 21. So your answer is going to be 1 over 7. And let me show you. Here's another way that you could do this. Let's say you're having a hard time finding the number that divides into both of these. So if you have 3 over 21, what you can do is always just find the multiples of things. And so you ask yourself, well, does a 1 divide into 3? Yes, it does. Does a 2 divide into 3? No. And does a 3 divide into 3? Yes. And then you go over here, and does a 1 divide into 21? Yes. Does a 2? No. Does a 3? Yes. Does a 4? No. 5 divide into 21? No. The next number is actually a 7. And a 8 divided into 21? No. 9, 10, 11, and the next value is actually 21. So you can go through that process, and then you'll see that both numbers can be divided by a 3. They also both can be divided by a 1, but a 1 doesn't change anything. When you divide 3 by 1, it stays 3, and you divide 21 by 1. So 1s don't count. You can cross those out. So the largest number that divides into both of these is a 3. So you can go through that process if you don't see it right at the beginning. Let's go ahead and take a look at another one. 28 over 29. So 28 over 49. And so what I want to do is think of a number that divides into both of these. And so if it's hard to see, then we'll find all the multiples of 28. And so 28, well, we know 1 divides into 28, and we can actually say that it divides into it 28 times. So we could put maybe the 28 at the end. Does 2 divide into 28? Yes, it does. 2 divides into 28 14 times. And does 3 divide into 28? No. Does 4 divide into 28? And 4 divides into 28 7 times. And so does 5 divided into 28? No. Does 6 divide into 28? But 7 divides into 28. So now I know I listed all of them for the 28. So let's do the 49. Does 1 divide into 49? Yes, 49 times. Does 2? No. Does 3 divide into 49? No. 3 doesn't divide into 49. 4? No. 5? No. The next number is a 7. And 7 divides into 49 7 times, so we don't need to write the 7s twice. And so those are all the factors of each value. And so when I look at these, I notice a 7 divides into both of these values because 1s don't count and there is no 49 here. So a 7 can divide into both of these numbers. So I'm going to divide 28 by 7 and I'm going to divide 49 by 7. So we can pull that off to the side and say 7 divides into 28. 7 divides into 28. 7 divides into 28 4 times, and so that's my numerator. And then I can go ahead and do my denominator, which is 7 divides into 49. And 7 divides into 49 7 times. And so this is its simplified or reduced fraction, 4 over 7.